Most people believe the money system is broken. They believe it's unfair, corrupt, or failing. But what if the system is not broken at all? What if it is functioning exactly as it was designed to function? Understanding this changes everything. Because once you stop assuming the system is malfunctioning, you start asking a different question. Not why am I stuck, but how is this system structured? And structure is where real clarity begins. At its core, the modern money system is built on layered incentives. It is not built to make everyone wealthy. It is built to keep capital moving, expanding, and concentrating. To understand this, we need to break the system down into roles. There are three primary positions within the money system: workers, borrowers, and owners. Workers trade time for income. Time is finite. Income, for most people, is directly tied to time and skill. The more hours you work, or the more specialized you are, the more you can earn. But there is a structural limitation here. Even highly paid workers are still exchanging time. And time does not scale infinitely. Borrowers operate differently. They use money they do not own. That borrowed money comes with interest. Interest is one of the most powerful forces inside the money system, because interest creates predictable, recurring cash flow. Predictability is stability. Stability is attractive to institutions. Now we reach the third position: owners. Owners control assets. Assets are things that generate cash flow, appreciation, or control over resources. Businesses, real estate, equity, intellectual property, debt instruments. Owners do not primarily exchange time. They position themselves where value flows. This is a crucial distinction. Workers create value through labor. Borrowers create value through obligation. Owners capture value through position. The system does not punish workers. It relies on them. It does not discourage borrowing. It expands through it. But it rewards ownership disproportionately. Why? Because ownership is leverage. Leverage allows a person to benefit from effort beyond their own. When a company earns revenue, shareholders benefit. When property values rise, owners benefit. When interest accumulates, lenders benefit. The system is designed to amplify leverage, and leverage is unevenly distributed. Now let's go deeper. Modern money is not backed by physical commodities like gold. It is backed by confidence and debt. Most money in circulation today is created through lending. When a bank issues a loan, it does not hand out stored money from a vault. It creates new money in the system through credit. That money then circulates. The borrower spends it. Someone earns it. It gets redeposited. More lending occurs. This is how expansion happens. Debt expands the money supply, and expansion benefits asset holders. Why? Because when the money supply grows, asset prices often rise. Stocks rise. Real estate rises. Equities rise. Wages, however, do not always rise at the same rate. This creates a widening gap between asset owners and wage earners. This gap is not accidental. It is a byproduct of a debt-driven monetary structure. Now consider inflation. Inflation is often framed as rising prices. But structurally, inflation is the gradual erosion of purchasing power. If your income grows slower than inflation, you fall behind. If your assets grow faster than inflation, you move ahead. Ownership acts as a hedge against monetary expansion. Labor income does not. This is why the system appears unfair to many people. It rewards those closest to capital expansion, and it challenges those dependent solely on income. But there is more. The education system largely prepares individuals for employment. It teaches compliance, punctuality, performance within structured environments. It rarely teaches capital allocation. It rarely teaches balance sheet analysis. It rarely teaches how debt instruments function. So most people enter adulthood fluent in employment, but not fluent in ownership. Employment provides stability. Stability reduces perceived risk. Reduced risk discourages experimentation with ownership structures. The system therefore sustains itself culturally. Now let's examine risk. Risk is often misunderstood. Workers perceive entrepreneurship as risky, but from a system's perspective, dependency on a single income stream can also be risky. Ownership distributes exposure across assets. Employment concentrates exposure in a single employer. The system does not eliminate risk. It redistributes it. Those who understand this begin to see money differently. They stop viewing money as something to store and start viewing it as something to position. Position determines outcome. For example, consider two individuals. Both earn the same salary. One saves exclusively in cash. The other allocates into productive assets. Over time, inflation erodes the cash holder's purchasing power. Meanwhile, the asset holder benefits from expansion. The difference is not intelligence. It is positioning within monetary flow. The system rewards capital velocity. Money that moves through productive channels compounds. Money that remains static loses influence. This is the nitty-gritty reality. The money system is a flow system. Value flows toward assets. Assets channel value toward owners. Workers and borrowers keep value circulating. Owners capture accumulation. Understanding this does not make you wealthy overnight, but it removes confusion. It explains why effort alone is insufficient. It explains why financial literacy matters. It explains why leverage changes outcomes. Most importantly, it shifts your mindset from participation to observation. When you observe a system clearly, you stop taking its outcomes personally. You stop assuming that hard work guarantees proportional reward, and you start analyzing incentives. Incentives reveal design. Design reveals direction. The money system is not moral or immoral. It is structural. It responds to incentives. It amplifies leverage. It concentrates capital where it is positioned to multiply, and it will continue to function this way regardless of emotion. The question is not whether the system should change. The question is whether you understand how it works. Because clarity is powerful. Clarity allows better positioning. Better positioning improves long-term outcomes. This channel exists to explore those mechanics, to break down how capital flows, how debt expands influence, how ownership concentrates advantage, and how individuals can understand the environment they operate within, not through hype, not through shortcuts, but through structural awareness. Because once you understand the money system, you stop reacting emotionally to it, and you begin navigating it intelligently. And that shift alone changes everything. Subscribe if you want to understand how the system really works.